Good morning, campers. Today in history was the maiden flight of the SR 71 Blackbird. That is what I'm going to name this series after. Today we're going to listen to a little bit of Napalm Death from Enslavement to Oblivion. And I'll get to work and you listen to some music, and we got 15 minutes. I love that intro. All right, I want to give some talk about some Napalm Death. You know, the early days of grindcore was really rough for people to first understand it because, well, I mean, music until then, it was clean, it was friendly, it was something that you could make out the difference between what was what, I guess, and wasn't down tuned and it wasn't so chaotic. But real sense of grindcore. If you really want to ask me if I was going to like have to explain it to like to a new musician to it, I would tell him it's kind of like fusion jazz with distortion, and it's complex rhythm still. The speed, the variation of what you can actually what is grindcore. You can that slow intro is still grindcore. That this the first song on this, the blasting and they pretty much described in the grinding, of guitars and bass. It sounds like a just something that's just crushing together, you know. And the vocals, of course, the different growls and rasp and aggravation sounding. It's supposed to be chaotic all the way down through. It's not supposed to be something you relax to. It is something you tend to go extreme to pump yourself up. It's not for everyone either. Everyone, I can't understand what the hell he says. You're not supposed to really understand everything he says. I mean, when you listen to like Miles Davis, that crazy horn that doesn't make any sense. It's kind of the same thing as the vocals in a sense, man. It's all over the place. It's expressionary, it's the expression of it. So many people get caught up into kid-friendly shit, I guess that's what I like to call it. You know, I don't know if I want my kids listening to this. It might make them crazy. How's come Walt Disney doesn't have any of this? Anyways, back to grinding. Come on. I missed Napalm Death the last time they came through. They were actually touring with Slayer, and I wanted to see it, but at the same time, I watched a video of it later, And Napalm Death is not necessarily a band I want to see opening for Slayer. You know, don't get me wrong. I mean, the Napalm is well deserved. They've been around forever, and definitely old school. And to have something of those bands together is great. But I really, if I want to see Napalm Death, I want to see them in a small club where there's no escape. The vastness of the stadium for Slayer, it was just it didn't seem right when I like watched a video of them, and I was just like thinking like how much like, energy gets just evaporated in that such big stadium. You know, like some music is written for big places. Like Pink Floyd is written for a huge place. Foreigner, huge place. Napalm Death, not so much a huge place. I just feel a smaller place, and it doesn't even have to be that much smaller. I mean, it could be still a few thousand people or 1,000 people, and still be appropriate for Napalm Death. But just these big stadiums, man, like you know, it just didn't seem right. I don't think it was. It gave them justice of sound and plus they were opening the whole gig. I felt it was just a rough show for them. I mean, it was really cool to see them on the stage with those guys, but I mean, I just felt that was just such a rough start. You know, like I think also that tour was Testament, and or was it Testament got taken off that tour for Napalm Death? It was Lamb of God, Anthrax maybe. Now, when I saw Slayer on that tour, it was with Testament and Lamb of God, Anthrax, and it was probably the best I've ever seen Anthrax. To be honest with you, and Testament was great too. Lamb of God was great. I'm not a huge fan of Lamb of God, but after seeing them with Slayer the last few years, I have to say there's more to him than I thought. Uh, there's a huge part of the Midwest crowd that loves him, man. Like he does like this Ric Flair, like woo, and you know from wrestling, and the crowd eats it up. Wrestling, I think, is bigger in the Midwest than anywhere else, and the crowd just ate that up. You know that time when Anthrax had a different vocalist? I kind of really liked that album, Sound of White Noise. It was really good. But my favorite Anthrax album is Among the Living. I mean, I think that's majority of Anthrax fans. Um, Be All State of Euphoria was a favorite of mine too for a long time. But I think it's what it was is I was still trying to hold on to that Among the Living. And don't get me wrong, dude. Persistence of Time was pretty epic. And there's still songs on there I like a lot, like you know, In the Belly of the Beast and uh, Keep It in the Family. Keep it in the family. Let's get back to a little bit more grindcore for you. Grindcore with your coffee is good for you. We're at our 15 minutes. So this is the first flight of the Blackbird, or maiden flight SR-71. I'll see you guys tomorrow.